You got to really look at that and take heed to that because Straight Drop was the main one at Makedas. So who was the main shooters? Straight Drop, Cornelius Smith. Okay, why is these other people being named that they ain't do nothing? Like, I want to really point finger on what's really going on because what the prosecutors is stating, they stating that it was multiple people charged in this incident. And these people that were charged were paid by Big Jip. You can't point the blame on nobody because we know how CMG rock. We know for a fact that that beef been going on for too long. That beef been going on for years, and people thought that it was silence, like they weren't beefing no more. No, they still was beefing. So when this incident happened with Young Dolph, everybody said that it wasn't Gotti, but the police went to Gotti OG shop. I want y'all to really look at that because if Gotti wasn't involved in it, why would they be bringing his name up a year later? So I want y'all to really look at that and really put your finger and realize what's really going on. When Blac Youngsta went to that graveyard, that should have been a red flag that they had something to do with it. He made a whole song in the graveyard. He had the song ready as if he knew that the hit was finna go down in Makedas. If you running with Dolph, I want you to drop them PREs in the comment section. Drop them Dolphins in the comment section. If you rocking with Gotti, if you rocking with the other side, if you have any affiliations with Blac Youngsta, Moneybagg, Yo, BGE, Heavy Camp, any one of those names I just mentioned, I want you guys to let me know so that I can distinguish who's with who. Like, I want y'all to really pay attention to one thing. There's too many facts that's been contradicting themselves in this whole conjunction. I want you guys to really look at it. They run with too many snakes, and I know for a fact that Big Moochie Grape was the main one who said, man, Dolph, you need to stop hanging around all these people. They not good for you. They don't want you to succeed. And Dolph said, no, man, I just got to help Memphis. Remember, Dolph not from Memphis. Dolph is from Chicago, born and raised. Marcus Thornton is from Chicago, South Side, born and raised. And they auntie, she already reached out and said that Marcus Thornton knows everything that went on in that cookie shop because when he explained what happened, it was different from what Makedas said. Marcus Thornton stated that they pulled up at the same time. Marcus Thornton was in that other car. He was in that white car. I think that's a Ford. He was in the Ford Fusion parked right on the side. They pulled up at the same time. Dolph instantly hopped out the car, walked to his window. Marcus Thornton raised the window down. They was talking in front of Makedas for about 5 to 7 minutes. Next thing you know, he instantly telling him like, yeah, we're going to run in here. We're going to get the bag, and then we're going to come right out, and then we're going to go to Roof Chris. You feel me? So that they can pick up the tab that they left. I want y'all to really look at that because when they was at Roof Chris the day before, you already know Dolph was already making a power play because he had that bag in his hand, the duffel bag. And everybody said that the duffel bag that was in that Bentley truck, that was the same duffel bag that Young Dolph had because it was Louis Vuitton. Like, a lot of people know designer. When you see anything designer, you know that this real. Oh, no, this fake, this knockoff. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Dolph ain't finna wear nothing knockoff. He finna buy everything from Neiman Marcus. He finna go to Macy's. He finna go. Hey, y'all gotta really look at this, man, because Saks Fifth, they know Dolph up in there, man. And Dolph spent a lot of money with them people, just like he helped a lot of people in Memphis on them blocks. He helped them get to a certain level, and they couldn't even be right there to grieve for him. They couldn't even show real tears when this happened. Like, when Dolph was sitting right there, his arm was hanging out that window, and his watch was still on, and then when they picked him up, his watch disappeared. People said that Makedas did it. People said that once Maurice Hill went up in there, he already told Jason Hill, man, go out the back, and we going to act like you was never here. We going to act like this never happened. But whole time, Dolph right there. Like, at the end of the day, Dolph still right there with the yellow shirt on, the blue hat, and the blue pants. Like, y'all got to really look at this because he had on Dior kicks. He didn't have on no regular Air Force Ones or nothing like that. He had on Dior's. Y'all got to understand, man. Makedas, the only name that's not being mentioned in this, and Makedas is the main one who Young Dolph got sent up at. Like, I want y'all to really look at this because This is a revolving door, and people not paying attention to what's really going on. They looking at Straight Drop. They looking at Cornelius Smith. They is locked up. Yo Gotti is sending them money until trial. I want y'all to look at that, because once trial come, we gonna see who gonna fold. If it's too much pressure, pipes gonna bust. At the end of the day, we know for a fact everybody who's involved in this, everybody sit back and look at Young Dolph like he made a bad mistake. Everybody look at Key Glock as if Key Glock should have been there. Key Glock was on tour. Key Glock was taking care of his business. Like, you gotta understand, he was in the crib resting. He just got off tour, you guys. I want you guys to look at this. So you can't blame the goons who attempted the second, you feel me, hit on Young Dolph. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Blac Youngsta, his name was mentioned. And don't think just because it's been so many years has passed that the whole 100 shots conjunction that went on, you got to really look at that. They already investigating Blac Youngsta because his name came up in this CMG incident at Makedas. You got to look at the fact that Big Juke, he was the only one tied to both sides, him and Daddy O. So people sit back and be shocked at what the feds come up with. Like, no, the feds know what they doing, for the simple fact that a lot of people furious that the whole Memphis is heating up, and MPD, they not liking the fact that people from the outside, from other states coming over there, starting all this, like a whole catastrophe. Like, we know for a fact what's going on, and everybody has the blicky. Everybody had a blicky on them. First off, we all want to know, why did the prosecutors bring to the table that it's almost 9 people who's involved in this Young Dolph situation? And I want everybody to really look at Snoop Bands and take heed to this. Like, at the end of the day, we know what happened to Dolph. We know everybody who played a role in it, they didn't even want to look Mia J in her eyes and tell her, like, yeah, man, we really couldn't do nothing about it. We couldn't stop it. We couldn't even give a phone call to tell them, like, fall back. Like, at the end of the day, you know for a fact that Big Moochie Grape, he got robbed too many times, man. They already said it. They said if somebody from Memphis, I don't know who from Memphis, who kept on robbing Big Moochie Grape, but they said dude took his chain. He went to the pawn shop to get a diamond tested, and it came out moissanite. I want y'all to really look at that, because we know for a fact moissanite is just like real diamonds, but we know that moissanite, it only shine at a certain light because it got the CVs and the beat. You feel me? He got the CVs and the baguettes. Y'all already know what's going on, man. Some of them be lab-made diamonds, and a lot of people can't tell the difference between a lab-made diamond and a regular diamond. That's why everybody sit back and be like, wait, did Big Moochie Grape go get his own chain made after Young Dolph gave him that, signing bonus? Y'all got to really look at that, because when you get signed to any label, or even if it's an LLC, once you get signed, they going to throw you a little bread so that you can be able to take care of your business and be able to move around and maneuver without being broke or asking them for anything. I want y'all to really look at that, man, because we can all put our eyes on this whole situation. You see what happened with Takeoff. You see Quavo looking at J. Prince Jr. like, man, you had something to do with Young Dolph getting sent up. You know, Young Dolph and Quavo, they was hand in hand, because Dolph kept going to Atlanta, and Gucci Mane had Quavo, Takeoff, and Offset in the studio every time Young Dolph came. And every time Young Dolph was finna get ready to leave, Quavo always said, like, man, I respect you for even like looking up to us, because the Migos came out before Young Dolph. And Young Dolph, he couldn't get over the fact, like, man, Y'all made it from nothing, like some young guys. At the end of the day, we know for a fact it's hard to get out the streets, but it's always a crab in a barrel mentality. Somebody always got to try to bring you down regardless of what's going on, all because of how they feel, the situation that they in, everything that they go through that they don't really learn from, and they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I know for a fact that Finesse2Tymes, this is one person who he could have signed to Dolph. If Dolph wouldn't have never got sunk up at his untimely demise, he could have signed a Young Dolph. Like, real talk. Gotti did not want that. That's why he ended up beefing with Moneybagg, yo, and then squashing it. Like, this goes to show, like, it could be squashed. The beef don't have to continue all the time. Some people just want to continue the beef so that they could get the clout. You feel me? At the end of the day, boy, they run with too many snakes. And I know for a fact that Big Moochie Grape was the main one who said, man, Dolph, you need to stop hanging around all these people. They not good for you. They don't want you to succeed. And Dolph said, no, man, I just got to help Memphis. Remember, Dolph not from Memphis. Dolph is from Chicago, born and raised. Marcus Thornton is from Chicago, South Side, born and raised. And they auntie, she already reached out and said that Marcus Thornton knows everything that went on in that cookie shop, because when he explained what happened, it was different from what Makedas said. Marcus Thornton stated that they pulled up at the same time. Marcus Thornton was in that other car. He was in that white car. I think that's a Ford. He was in the Ford Fusion parked right on the side. They pulled up at the same time. Dolph instantly hopped out the car, walked to his window. Marcus Thornton raised the window down. They was talking in front of Makedas for about 5 to 7 minutes. Next thing you know, he instantly telling him like, yeah, we're going to run in here. We're going to get the bag, and then we're going to come right out, and then we're going to go to Roof Chris. You feel me? So that they can pick up the tab that they left. I want y'all to really look at that, because when they was at Roof Chris the day before, you already know Dolph was already making a power play because he had that bag in his hand, the duffel bag. And everybody said that the duffel bag that was in that Bentley truck, that was the same duffel bag that young Dolph had, because it was Louis Vuitton. Like, a lot of people know designer. When you see anything designer, you know that this real. Oh, no, this fake, this knockoff. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that Dolph ain't finna wear nothing knockoff. He finna buy everything from Neiman Marcus. He finna go to Macy's. He finna go. Hey, y'all gotta really look at this, man, because Saks Fifth, they know Dolph up in there, man. And Dolph spent a lot of money with them people, just like he helped a lot of people in Memphis on them blocks. He helped them get to a certain level, and they couldn't even be right there to grieve for him. They couldn't even show real tears when this happened. Like, when Dolph was sitting right there, his arm was hanging out that window, and his watch was still on, and then when they picked him up, his watch disappeared. People said that Makedas did it. People said that once Maurice Hill went up in there, he already told Jason Hill, man, go out the back, and we gonna act like you was never here. We gonna act like this never happened. But whole time, Dolph right there. Like, at the end of the day, Dolph still right there with the yellow shirt on, the blue hat, and the blue pants. Like, y'all got to really look at this, because he had on Dior kicks. He didn't have on no regular Air Force Ones or nothing like that. He had on Dior's. Y'all got to understand, man. He's the main one whose name was ringing all through Castelia Apartments. Like, you got to really look at this, because Castelia Apartment is stretched 4 to 6 blocks. Y'all got to look at that, man. It's like the projects. That's why young Dolph was trying to put everybody on, because he already knew that they was going every day. Can I have $1? Can I have $1? Can I have 20? Hey, man, my light bill need to be paid. A lot of people sat back and said Key Glock was the one dishing out the money, but really Dolph was giving Key Glock the money to get to all the people he didn't want to see up close and personal. Like, you know for a fact that young Dolph, he'll be busy doing something, they'll ask Key Glock for some bread. Next thing you know, Key Glock give him the bread. He instantly go to young Dolph. Yeah, I just gave what's the name some bread, all because they said that you said you was gonna look out for them. Next thing you know, Dolph instantly get Key Glock the back end from what he just spent. This goes to show, like, they was helping each other, but it's always a snake in a group. And people said that Big Moochie Grape, he already went down on our block. Him and like 12 people. Like, y'all got to understand, they was 9 cars deep. And what caused for them to even get looked at when they slid was because they was too deep. That's why I always say y'all got to do stuff by yourself, because some people don't know that once y'all get pulled over with them blickies in the car, them police is going to instantly, they going to mic y'all, man. Y'all going to instantly get through under the jail for one reason, because y'all move wrong. Like, do it on your own. If you're going to slide for your homie, young Dolph, go do it on your own. Don't sit there and bring a whole bunch of people with you that ain't really going to, you feel me? They not really going to take the rap. Half the people that come on missions, they don't take the rap. Finesse No Love, he already said that Makedas Raven cousin, dude who did that interview with the blogger, like he was the main one. He knew everything that went on and he wasn't even there. Makeda Raven told him everything that happened. He said when Dolph and them pulled up, they stepped outside for a little while and then they came in. Next thing you know, once they came in, Makeda and them was acting all like they was all cool, but whole time they already knew that cop was following Dolph because they saw that white Benz ride back and forth through the parking lot at least 4 to 5 times before young Dolph arrived at that marathon. A lot of people don't think that they was following him. So you really think it's just a coincidence? I want y'all to let me know if y'all think it's a coincidence that they just instantly caught him at that spot and they was already masked up. So you mean to tell me they was riding around with the blickies on them? So you mean to tell me they was riding around with the blickies on them? Why they, you feel me, masked up? No. At the end of the day, we know for a fact where that hit came from. And they said it came from Gotti. And it's sad because they in the same city. And we all know for a fact that Gotti, Daddy ran North Memphis. Young Dolph ran South Memphis. They was mad because of that, because the whole legacy that young Dolph created, it kind of broke down the whole structure that they had when Yo Gotti Daddy was in play. You feel me? When he was the boss. People sit back and look at it like, okay, they don't mean that you pass the baton to your son. Yo Gotti can't be the king of Memphis for one reason. He's not even in Memphis. Like, y'all got to really understand that. And young Dolph, he stayed in Memphis. He had a lot of cribs in Memphis. And he sat there and started a whole family and said he not leaving Memphis until everybody get helped. That's why people say young Dolph, he crushed the whole CMG with that. Like, it was over with after that. And we know that the feds don't play no games. When the feds come, they coming to rack up on everybody who has something to do with it. I'll be surprised if they don't get hit with the full Rico, with conspiracy to commit this and the conspiracy to commit that, because they got bodies tied to that whole Rico. The whole CMG, BGE Rico, they got bodies tied to that. And Blac Youngsta, he trying to lay low, but at the same time, they said that Blac Youngsta went to New Mexico, then had to come back because of the whole case that happened in Houston. Y'all already know, man. Y'all know when them feds come, they don't care where you at. They coming to get you because people be thinking they slick. What is Yo Gotti gonna do once they instantly take the whole label? What is he gonna do? Who gonna protect him then? Who gonna be right there to real life tell them, man, you need to slow down, or tell your artists to slow down on what they doing before they get us cooked? This is the main reason why people be going to jail, because somebody in your camp always on some other stuff. So you got to understand, everybody not like you. Everybody not going to do what you do for them to you. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that people sit back and let that ego get ahead of them. You cannot let that ego get ahead of you, because the same reason that Big Moochie Grape let that ego get ahead of him and went through that block stunning that Lamborghini, then crashed it. Next thing you know, they snatch his chain. Like, this goes to show, like, don't nobody care. At the end of the day, if you can't get nothing out of them, if they can't get nothing out of you, it's over with. You feel me? They not going to even want to have a conversation. That's why you got to do people the way they need to be treated, because in all actual reality, we know people have ulterior motives and they sit back and plot with other people and then look at you like you the sweet guy. No, it don't go like that. They is not sweet. That's why they said PRE sweet. PRE not sweet. PRE let them do what they did and let them hang themselves, because at the end of the day, PRE set everything up so that, like, they still can make money off of everybody that's hating on them. You feel me? They still gonna make money off that. And I feel that was a major chess move that PRE made, because they didn't know that was coming. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact that you can all take things into consideration and you can either learn from it, or is either you gonna make the same mistake again. So in all actual reality, it's all about your mind state of what you own. Like at the end of the day, we know for a fact that they already said Key Glock was the main one who went to Mob Ties and asked them, I know y'all ain't had nothing to do with this. They said no. J. Prince Jr., he said no. Jazz Prince Jr., he instantly stepped back. He looking like, hold on, why you coming at us like that? The reason he coming at them like that is for one reason, because Blac Youngsta paid them that 100K. If Blac Youngsta would have never paid them that 100K, they would have never even been a person of interest to even go to. Like, I want y'all to really look at that and take full initiative to that. Migo Band's not going to be too happy about the fact that Gotti sunk Dolph up, for the simple fact that Migo Bands and Gotti, they was hand in hand. You got to really look at this, man, because this is going to affect everybody. And the whole Memphis is heated right now because they know that these same people who act like they ain't had nothing to do with it, they had something to do with Dolph getting sent up, because it's all coming out now. 2 people in your clique not just finna get booked, and then down the line, 4 months later, one of the 2 people who locked up tell on the other people. That's why they keep grabbing people, is because the people who was already incarcerated, they start giving names. Like, y'all got to really understand that they didn't take no plea deals, but Cornelius Smith, he already said he ready to go home. Straight drop cut all ties with Moneybagg Yo after Moneybagg Yo didn't send him that $250. I want you to really look at this, because if somebody give you some money to send to somebody in jail, you supposed to just send it, because you don't know what they going through in there. You don't know if they miss commissary. You don't know if they real life having mental issues in there. So a lot of people don't really take heed to it because they not in there. So I want y'all to really pay attention to it, because this could really affect the whole CMG, like, defense. Like, y'all know for a fact that Cornelius Smith, he gave a statement, straight drop. He didn't give a statement for one reason, because he already knew that Gotti was going to look out for him. Gotti was going to send him the bread, like he said, because he did it before when he was booked in 2015. It's not a coincidence that everybody came out and said that Big Jook was the main one who set everything up and put everything into play. He was the one that gave the money to Govan, and Govan instantly carried out the plan. He instantly gave him the money, gave straight drop them they cut, gave everybody who had something to do with it, who was in them cars at Makedas, because y'all got to understand what the girl Kiosha said was 5 cars that pulled up to Makedas. It's just the white Benz is what they hopped out of. Ain't too many people finna just give up people names and they ain't had nothing to do with it. A lot of people know ain't no names finna get mentioned unless you was there or you was right there when they was planning it. We know for a fact that they said that it was premeditated, and the DA, they looking at it as, okay, they gonna get charged with a double woo out the bam. You feel me? We already know for a fact that old girl who was in Makedas, she didn't want to come out because that was Gotti nephew. Y'all gotta really understand, that was Gotti nephew's sister. That's sad. For the simple fact that we already know for a fact that person gonna protect their family before anything. A person to do you dirty after you realize looked out for him. That's why Young Dolph had said, like, Big Moochie Great, why would you even cash that? Like, you cashed that bread in, spent it all, bought all this designer, and then you crashed the truck. Like, at the end of the day, you know how much Dolph paid for that Urus? That Lamborghini truck, man. The purple one. Everybody know it used to be flying down Airways Boulevard right there by Hollins. Y'all got to really look at this, man, because we know for a fact that they said that them boys going down, and this goes to show, like, it's a revolving door. What they did, whatever they put out, they got it back.